What's going on, guys? Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the Houston Rockets potentially trading for Duncan Robinson, shooting guard slash small forward, who has played his first 5 seasons in the NBA with the Miami Heat and has a terrible contract with Miami because, after the bubble and after he played so good for Miami in the bubble and the playoffs was great. Three-point shooting was fantastic for the Miami Heat. Play in the playoffs in the 2019-20 season where the Miami Heat made it to the finals against the Lakers in the bubble. He played 21 games of 21 starts with 12 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, and he averaged almost one steal per game, and his three-point percentage was 39%, or 40%, was damn near 40%. And he was a free agent going into that free agency. He played so good in the playoffs and even in the bubble in the first 8 games through the regular season that they thought he deserved a big contract, and they needed to give him a big contract in order for him to stay because other teams were willing to give him a lot of money to join them, and I think they paid him like $18 million a year, and I think that was over a 3 or 4 year contract. I think that is expiring soon, but the Heat are still kind of wanting to get rid of that contract. And over the years started to go by, he started to progress as a player, really did. 2020-21 season actually started to play a little bit better. Had a great playoffs in that 2021 postseason. Started to not play so good, but in the 2020-21 season, he played 70. Was the starter, 72 games, 72 starts. He averaged 13.1 points per game. He averaged 2 assists per game and 3.5 rebounds per game. His 3-point percentage was 41%. And with the Heat in the 2019-20 season, the regular season, his 3-point percentage was 45%. Probably one of the best 3-point percentages in the NBA that year. Then the next year, 2021-22 and 21-22 season with the Heat, this is where it starts to get worse. 79 games, 68 starts, and in those starts, he had 10 points per game, 10-something points per game. He averaged 11 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, and his 3-point percentage was 37%. Because now you can see his 3-point percentage is starting to slowly go down and go down. 45%, 41%, and 37%. So now it's starting to go down, and it just continues to go down. This season with the Heat, he only played 42 games with 1 start, and he averaged 6.5 points per game with not even 2 rebounds per game, 1.6 rebounds per game, and his 3-point percentage was 33%. So like I said, that 3-point percentage just keeps going down and down. But the playoffs, he got hot in the playoffs because in the playoffs, the injuries started to rise for the Miami Heat. You saw multiple injuries. Tyler Hero got hurt before the playoffs got started. The Heat had a couple injuries, other injuries throughout the playoffs. So he played more in the playoffs and played better. He only averaged 6.5 points per game with the Heat in the regular season, averaged 9 points per game with the Heat in the playoffs, averaged 1.5 rebounds per game with 1.7 assists per game. And that 3-point percentage got not a little bit better, a lot better at 45%. So that 45% 3-point shooting in the playoffs was what you saw from Duncan Robinson and that in that 2019-20 season. So I'll say what I think. In the playoffs, Duncan Robinson started to show that player he was in the 2019-20 season and the 2020-21 season. He was starting to get back to that player, was shooting really good from 3, again at 44%, was not playing that bad either, averaging 9 points per game. And I don't think he was even averaging 20 minutes per game. So he was averaging 9 points per game and not even averaging, he was in the playoffs, he was averaging 18 minutes per game and averaging over 9 points per game. So he was not bad in the playoffs. If I was the Rockets, I would trade Kevin Porter Jr. and 2 or 3 second-round picks to the Miami Heat for Duncan Robinson. You have other options, sure. I think, if the Rockets, the recent reports by Shams have been that the Rockets are trying to trade Kevin Porter Jr. and multiple second-round picks to a team for a player. And this hasn't been confirmed by Shams, but as the speculation has been is that the Houston Rockets could potentially be looking for a shooting guard / small forward in this potential trading for a player. I'm sure the Rockets would maybe trade for a forward or a center, but I think their main focus in trading Kevin Porter Jr. and draft picks is getting a guard back. And I think they're looking at guys like Buddy Hield, Duncan Robinson, and Evan Fournier. You know, the Miami Heat, the New York Knicks, and the Indiana Pacers are all willing to get rid of those teams right now because they all have bad contracts. And the Rockets want to get rid of a bad contract and a legal situation with Kevin Porter Jr. And if they have to take on a bad contract like someone like Duncan Robinson or Buddy Hield or Evan Fournier, I think they're willing to do it because, yes, those are bad contracts, but they're getting rid of a bad contract that has legal issues and getting another bad contract. But this is a player that will be able to play for you. I think, I would, out of the most, if it's if your options are Duncan Robinson, Buddy Hield, and Evan Fournier, I would like Evan Fournier, but he might be the cheapest option because the Knicks would probably be the most willing to get rid of him compared to the Heat getting rid of Duncan Robinson and the Pacers getting rid of Buddy Hield. But I would love for the Houston Rockets to trade, KPJ and 3 second-round picks, maybe 4 second-round picks to the Pacers for Buddy Hield. I would love that acquisition for the Rockets. You guys let me know your thoughts on the potential trade for the Houston Rockets. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.